Our top story tonight, big banking profits. As Kiwis are tightening their belts, banks are back under the microscope and the government is under pressure to investigate the sector. And a sign today that could be on the way, with the Prime Minister considering a Commerce Commission market study. As the cost of living crisis bites, the banks are making hay while the sun shines.
They've certainly made some very handsome profits in the last little while.
Last year, before tax, banks made $10.2 billion. That is $197 million a week, $28 million a day, or roughly $1.1 million in profit every 60 minutes.
Really? Oh my gosh.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
In this country?
Yeah.
Wow. That might be something they need to look into.
National's Nicola Willis would like to, today calling for a political inquiry.
This will be quick, it'll be short, it'll be sharp, and I think that's what New Zealanders want.
I think when even the National Party is waking up to the absurd profits that Australian banks are making while low-income New Zealanders are struggling, it's time for an excess profits tax.
But there are also calls for an independent market study, as has been done for petrol, supermarkets and building supplies.
You have to look at the most profitable industry in the country, right? Let me give you an example. The four most profitable companies in New Zealand are the four big banks.
And that looks to be where the Prime Minister is heading.
It would actually put some objective rather than some political commentary around that, and it would give us a base on which to make, good evidence-based decisions.
And perhaps satisfy the public outrage. Well, joining me now is Sense Partners economist Shamubeel Jacob. And Shamubeel, a rare political consensus seems to be building here that we need to know more about bank profits. It feels like time, doesn't it?
Totally. Our banks have been making extraordinary profits for many decades, and we can't just let it happen. We know there is not enough competition and profits are too high, and we need to understand what can we do about it and what is the scale of the problem.
Your National wants this sort of political inquiry into barriers to entry to the market and also whether the market is properly competitive. Are those valid concerns, do you think?
No, they're absolutely valid concerns. We have a weirdly small level of competition between the banks, but not enough competition to create innovation and low prices. So yes, we should have a political inquiry, but it's not enough. We need to have something with real teeth and real transparency, something like a market study.
Yeah, well, that is what seems to be where the Prime Minister is heading, Shamubeel. Will it have enough teeth? And I suppose one of the criticisms is that it will take too long. What do you think about that?
Well, because the profits in banks have been so high for so long, even if we take longer to do a proper study, it would be better if the study was good quality and provided sunlight on why the profits are high and how high the profits are. It's true that the Commerce Commission doesn't have enough powers to be able to do something about it. But as we have seen with the supermarkets, when there is sunlight and there's scrutiny, eventually action will come.
Yeah, it's interesting. And it does seem to that political consensus might lead us there. Thank you so much, Shamubeel Jacob, for joining us here on Late.